everyone, it's Ashley from Let's Talk Porsche. I'm here in sunny Majorca for the 911 experience. We're here to try out these cars, take them out on the open road, and hopefully try that 911 T Hybrid around the track as well. So let's jump in. .2 Carrera test drive. Let's go. So the 992.2 Carrera. This is powered with a 3-litre boxer engine, twin turbo, 6 cylinders, producing 394 PS and 450 newton meters of torque. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, this sounds very familiar, it's because it is. Numbers wise, the only thing that's really changed is we're seeing an extra 9 PS in terms of the power. That's because it's not about reinventing the wheel with the Carrera. It's about utilising that 992 technology that we already know and love and just refining and optimising. So this has largely been done by using the performance components that we've seen in previously higher spec 911s. So for example, the intercooler from the 992.1 Turbo. And just using that in the current 992.2 Carrera to provide a smoother torque delivery and just generally optimise that driver experience. First impressions on a 911?
Definitely on the Carrera, which is driven so far, it picks up really nicely, feels a little bit more responsive, enjoyable power. I think that's what I was saying. Handling is spot on.
Now, let's talk about that instrument cluster. Now, one of the biggest changes, in fact, if not the biggest change within the 911 interior, has been the introduction of the driver experience cockpit. So this is a 12.6-inch curved instrument display, which has 7 different views, which you can then customise within those views as well. In theory, a great idea. However, this has come at the cost of the loss of the analogue central rev counter, and that's hit the 911 community quite hard. I must admit, when I first jumped in the 911, I was a little bit taken aback about the fact that the display was, massively changed from what we know and love. However, after actually driving it, I have come to really appreciate the new views. So the biggest thing for myself, first of all, is the fact that we now can see the entire instrument cluster from behind that steering wheel, which I know has been a bit of a niggle with the previous generation among the Porsche community. However, we now also have the new race-inspired view. So this is where the rev counter is tilted to have the red line at the top, which definitely enhances a spirited drive, shall we say. So we've just been out for the competitor drive. We took out 3 amazing cars. Of course, we had the Carrera, the 911 Carrera, which is our base model. We also took out the Mercedes AMG SL63 and also the BMW M850i. Now, all 3 are great cars in their own right, but goodness me, the main thing I've taken away from today is how amazing even our base models are. I think the SL, although a great car, nice to drive. Did it feel like a sports car drive? No. Did it have the same kind of driving dynamics we've come to know and love from our 911? No, it didn't. And goodness me, the BMW, you really felt the weight of that car. It's over 2 ton, so it definitely didn't handle the same way that we'd expect from our sports cars. GTS is the first street legal 911 to come equipped with a super lightweight performance hybrid. Now, despite hybrid being in the name, this has absolutely nothing to do with saving you petrol or providing you with any kind of electric range. No, this is all to do with that electric turbocharger. We're now using the motor in there to spool the turbo and deliver instantaneous boost pressure, which is going to largely eliminate turbo lag. All sounds great, all sounds fantastic. What does that mean to the average driver? Well, what we noticed on our test drives was in the previous generation of a 911, in the GTS, if you were, let's say you're driving along in 5th gear, sitting at about 2,000 revs, and you decide you want to floor it. You put your foot to the accelerator and you delivered that maximum power in around about 5 seconds. With the new GTS with a T hybrid, that's brought down quite significantly to just over 1 second to deliver that maximum power. How phenomenal is that? Now, having driven the old GTS versus the new GTS T hybrid, I think it's important to note that we're not talking about comparing a good car versus a bad car. This is kind of great versus greater. And if anything, it solidified my love for the outgoing 911. However, that T hybrid is insane. It is almost too much car for a normal road. It's very, very at home on the track. When we took it around the circuit, I think the power delivery really took me aback. The handling as well, that's all been improved and fine-tuned. And even the noise, I mean, it's almost like theatre. This car performs in more ways than one. I'm very, very excited to see this on the England roads. Hopefully we'll be able to update you all with kind of lead times for that, so we can get one at the centre and you can take it out yourself on some of our fantastic test drive routes.